everyone, and welcome back to Wedaways Getaways virtual fams, specifically designed for wedding planners and their couples to be able to travel the world, see the most glorious destinations, and fall in love with the perfect venue to host your celebrations. We're so glad that you joined us today because we are traveling to the other side of the world to a magnificent spot, French Polynesia, and we will be joined by the Senior Director of Sales and Marketing for the Brando. Let me tell you a little bit about that beautiful private island. The Brando is a private island on Tetiaroa in French Polynesia, an exclusive haven where luxury meets pristine natural beauty, creating the ultimate destination for weddings and honeymoons. We'll showcase today how romance, sustainability, and unparalleled sophistication come together seamlessly at the Brando, brought to us by Nancy Marino. Thank you for joining us, Nancy. Welcome.
Nice to see you, Renee. We appreciate the opportunity to chat with your clients and share another part of the world with them that they might not be familiar. So what's lovely about the Brando in particular is that I think people are most familiar with French Polynesia from their views of Bora Bora and that pristine lagoon. And Bora is an amazing place to visit. And I do encourage people to visit Bora if they have an opportunity to come to our islands. But I think what makes the Brando particularly special is a number of unique features and benefits. But let's start with, how do I get there, and how far is it, and how much time am I going to need to dedicate to this exploration of these islands? So what you'll find about the destination of French Polynesia is it's very accessible. So if you've been looking at the Caribbean or the Maldives or other distant tropical islands, you'll find that French Polynesia is just 8 hours from the west coast of North America. So very, very accessible. And there are countless nonstop flights that operate daily from the west coast out of LA, San Francisco, and Seattle. The other beauty about our location is that it's on the same time zone as Hawaii. So there's no crossing the date line. There's no losing a day and then taking 2 or 3 days to get on the right sleep pattern. It's just perfectly situated. But yet it feels miles and miles away from maybe a Hawaii experience that for some people may seem too pedestrian.
Mhm.
So the island itself was acquired by Marlon Brando, hence our name, in 1965. He actually saw the island for the first time in 1960 when he was filming the film Mutiny on the Bounty. And he fell in love with the island, and he took some few years to negotiate with the owners of the island, and he eventually acquired it. And over the course of the decades that he owned the island and his family visited, he wanted to sustain the island itself and make sure that it was there to be shared, not just with the local Polynesians, but also with visitors to French Polynesia. So he worked with Richard Bailey to basically create this amazing resort that's just 20 minutes from Tahiti, where all the flights arrive. Now you come to the island on a private plane operated by Air Tetiaroa. We have our own dedicated lounge, and these flights operate daily. It's a 20-minute flight, as I mentioned. And again, the experience from your arrival at the lounge to the island itself is really magical. So this is our island. The resort itself occupies what we call one motu, which is this pictured here. This is Onatahi. But the island itself is 3 miles wide, and there's all this undiscovered land that people get to explore when they come and visit the island. So this will give you sort of an idea of where the resort is situated, how all of the pool villas, everything faces the water, and then where our restaurants and sort of activity centers are located at the resort. And then again, Mr. Bailey and Mr. Brando worked very hard to make sure that the lagoon was not touched with overwater bungalows. He did not want to destroy the landscape of the lagoon. So he built beach villas that all have a view of the ocean and their own private sand beach, but they also are respectful of the local natural environment. So you've got this great private pool component, immensely private, and views to the ocean that are completely undisturbed. So you have the best of both worlds. We also have larger villas that are 2 and 3 bedroom, and even a residence that's a 4 bedroom. So you have space that if you're traveling with, say, a family group or 2 couples or 3 couples traveling together, you have that additional square footage to dine outside, have special catering, and just do sort of your own intimate socializing as you wish. What we prefer to do at the Brando that's a little bit different than some other hotels is we like to do an all-inclusive package for our guests. We find, and you'll find in your research for the destination, that the cost of food and beverage can be expensive in our destination, given that everything is imported with the exception of some fruits and vegetables and things. So the all-inclusive package that we offer, we think not only offers an ease when you're at the property, because there's no bill to sign, there's no do I get the lamb or do I get the filet mignon? It's all included. So there's an ease about dining and eating when you want, where you want, that makes the resort that much more special and intimate. We only have 36 total beach villas. So for 36 villas, about 70 guests, we have 3 restaurants. So that's a very high restaurant to guest room ratio. So you have 3 restaurants to choose from, and we have additionally 2 bars that are open day and evening. So for people that want to try a different environment, to have a cocktail during the day or catch the sunset in the evening, there's lots of options there. And in addition, you can also dine in your villa. In terms of activities on the island, I think a lot of times when you say you're a remote island, people think, oh, so I'm just going to be laying on the beach doing a lot of nothing all day, right? Not the case at the Brando. We have over 18 different activities for people to explore the island, to play sport like tennis or pickleball, to get up close with the natural world with whale watching or sport fishing, and also just to do some of the more educational type elements like our architectural tour, our archaeological tour, and we have a scientific research eco station on the island. So if you want to do something kind of fun that focuses on the natural environment, we have scientists on site that can help you learn more about the island and its indigenous creatures.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah, it's fabulous. The spa, like you would find at any 5-star resort, is phenomenal. There is a wellness component that includes not just spa treatments and therapies, but also Pilates, yoga, meditation. So you can spend an entire day just at the spa creating this level of calmness and getting in touch with your inner spirit. And what I love about the spa is that we take those Polynesian therapies, natural products from the fruit trees and from the coconut, and we incorporate those into the therapies. So you get a feel for the land, the spirit of what we call the mana and the terra of the land, and it's incorporated into your wellness. But the best part of the island, I think, is the ability to make it your own and to have it exclusively be your own, whether it be for 3 nights or a week or longer. So we do periodically private island exclusive use for our guests if they want to celebrate a milestone occasion, or they want to celebrate a wedding event, or re-celebrate their love in a very unique and special place. So we offer these exclusive buyouts of the resort for 3 nights minimum or longer. And again, we design an itinerary that kind of goes with your sort of vision or dream for this particular event. We have some clients that like to do things more casual and Polynesian or beach themed, but we can certainly do things that are more in keeping with a more formal wedding or a more formal celebration. So, for example, if you want to do something more grand with an all white color palette, we can certainly accommodate things of that nature.
So do you actually own and have access to these various decor items, or you have to fly everything in?
Well, we have some decor items that we can do for a more smaller scale type of, let's say you want to do a Polynesian event. We actually have a team that performs our weekly Polynesian show. So we can do table settings, decor items that tie into that Polynesian theme. And then our team can deliver an entire 40-minute Polynesian show for your guests. So that we can do. But sometimes we'll have a client, we had a particular client that wanted to do an all white wedding theme. And so we have a floral company that we use in Tahiti. So they come out with their team and they speak with the customer in advance as to the vision. And then they go ahead and execute in conjunction with our catering group.
Mm-hmm. Lovely.
Yeah, super fun. But let me give you just sort of a quick preview in a video format of the resort so you can get a sense of just the phenomenal beauty of the destination and the limitless opportunities that you can do while you're here. So as I mentioned, you'll land onto Onatahi, and that's where all of our restaurants are located, and we do have a main pool as well. But look at the expanse of the lagoon. It's 3 miles wide. And so when we take clients out to explore, they have lots of opportunities to do activities, to see the natural world. But also, the villas are very, very comfortable and immensely private. So we tried to keep the color palette more muted because we felt like the outside natural world is where your focus should be. One of my favorite times, because people always say, when is your favorite time to go? And one of my favorite times is from August to October, because as you saw from the video, we have this amazing whale season that comes into our bay adjacent to the lagoon. And so you can actually, what's different about whale season in French Polynesia versus, say, Hawaii, is that in Hawaii, they make you stay in the boat. But in French Polynesia, you can actually get into the water, snorkel with the whales, observe the babies, observe the pods, and it is life-changing. I mean, it's a phenomenal time to come. I think also the beauty of the timing, August to October, is usually a time when the Mexico weather is not so great. The Caribbean can be a little dodgy with hurricane season. So if those are concerns for you, then French Polynesia is where you want to be during that time of year. Throughout the year, we do specials that, because of our partnership with Wedaways, we offer these packages as well as special VIP amenities exclusively to Wedaways. So if you're coming, maybe you just want to preview the resort, in anticipation of doing a wedding event, say in 2026, please contact a Wedaways. They'll be happy to do any of our fly free or fortnight free offers. We'd love you to come and touch and feel, because then I think it all makes more sense in terms of the specialness of the destination and our people. And
I
it's an
mean,
amazing place.
this is really a slice of paradise. I mean, my God. For those who don't know, I'm in business with my daughter. I'm going to refer to her as Pamela. That's her name. She had the good fortune of going recently to the Brando. I mean, it was the most incredible experience. Thank you so much. I have a big question. When Marlon Brando found
Yeah.
this property, who did he buy it from?
So that's a really interesting question because, Polynesian land, like Hawaiian ancestral lands, typically cannot be sold to people that are not of Polynesian descent, right? So Marlon fell in love with the island, and the island was actually owned by a dentist from Toronto, Canada. So then my question was, how did this dentist from Toronto, Canada, come to own this pristine, beautiful island? So apparently the royal family Pomare owned the island of Tetiaroa, and this dentist served them for decades. And so out of gratitude, they gifted the island to this dentist as a thank you. And so this dentist acquired the island. His family had it, they owned it. And so they sold it to Mr. Brando in 1965 for the whopping sum of 250,000 US dollars.
My God, what a story. And then all of the resort was developed over time. I mean, when Marlon Brando
Yeah.
acquired
So
it,
he started a conversation with Dick Bailey, who manages the property on behalf of the Brando family. Because, for example, if you go fly fishing at the Brando, you'll be fly fishing with Marlon Brando's son, Tehotu. So the family is still very much the owners and the curators of the island, and we help them with the hospitality management of the property. So we go ahead and we combine their ancestral home with our hospitality expertise so that we can preserve that Polynesian heritage and that respect for the landscape and the animal life. Yeah, it's
wow.
great.
And how often, Nancy, do you get to go?
I get to go about twice a year. And what's funny to me is that I opened up the Four Seasons in Bora Bora back in 2008. And so I had kind of thought I had seen the very best of French Polynesia. And then I came to Tetiaroa, my jaw hits the ground, and I felt like I was on another planet. So that is something that is difficult to convey, but I can assure your clients that if they come, they will never regret having made that choice to come and visit the Brando. It's life
Well,
changing.
we are so thrilled that the Brando is in our wonderful portfolio. What a magnificent spot. You know, we only live once. Everybody, you got to get over to the Brando. This is a really special experience. For those of you that want to learn more, at wedaways.com, you'll find the Brando feature. Just type it into the search bar. You'll see lots of information about it. Anything you need to know, you can reach out directly. And from our family to yours, thank you so much for joining us, and we hope to see you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nancy. Bye, everyone.